What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. It seems as if XDefiant is in trouble. Some would even argue it's on life support, as the overall reception of this game has gone from extremely positive to mostly negative. As the problems that have been here since last year's beta persist, and new problems seem to arise daily. Cheaters are an issue. Lack of content is an issue. There's nothing to grind for outside of the weapon grind. And that's all problematic. And of course, we all know about the netcode and hit detection issues that seemingly are fine one game and abhorrent the next. The inconsistencies of this game have caused many to be frustrated and leave. If you look over at the XDefiant subreddit, I know it's not necessarily the best gauge of things, but the overwhelming amount of posts that are negative there is staggering compared to when this game came out. And unfortunately, a lot of those posts are about the same problems that I just mentioned. The number one being the netcode. And we had flagged the netcode back during the beta of this game, saying it needed serious work. And it sounded like the main cause for delays last year and early this year was them rebuilding the netcode. And unfortunately, it's still not in an acceptable place. I've talked about it many times and I'll reiterate it here. The netcode is unacceptable. And it's the number one factor holding this game back. All of the other problems I mentioned, the cheaters, the lack of content, the lack of things to grind for, no challenges, that could be fixed pretty easily and would be overlooked if the netcode overall was fantastic. But it's not. So all of these problems that I've mentioned seem to be getting exponentially worse for players because their perception of the game is overwhelmingly negative. So they come in, they play a few games, they realize, nothing's changed, and they check out again. People wanted this game to succeed. I don't think that there was that many people that have turned to a negative perception of this game wanted the game to fail from the get-go. There probably were people that wanted this game to fail for whatever reason. But I don't think the majority of this community went into the launch of XDefiant hoping that it would fail. We all saw the potential. We all had fun playing the game. They just needed to capitalize on it. And unfortunately, it feels as if the XDefiant team and Ubisoft have fumbled the bag here. Now, all of my negative comments and remarks do not take away from the fact that I do still have fun playing XDefiant. And it's not a knock against you if you have fun as well. I want the experience that I have playing this game to be for everybody. Yes, does the netcode frustrate me? 100%. But some games it works really well and the game is extremely fun. When the game isn't working well, yeah, it's frustrating. Guess what? I log off. I don't think about it twice. I'll log back on a day later and roll the dice again. All I'm trying to fight for is consistency for this game, for the player base. Because players should be able to enter this game, know that they're going to get a stable connection, know that the game isn't going to try to cheat them out of kills, and they're going to be able to have fun. Because the core of the game is still extremely fun, and a lot of people recognize that. But it's hard to constantly try to cling on to the few positives this game have when the negatives shine so bright for so many people. When ranked play is in the current state that it's in, it's ruining so many players' experiences because they want to play ranked. They want to enjoy it. And like I've said so many times before, and I'll repeat myself again, it needs to be a pillar for this game's success. I am, though, getting a little bit tired of the overall rhetoric surrounding Black Ops 6 and how Black Ops 6 is going to be the nail in the coffin for XDefiant. I don't think it's going to be. Because if XDefiant doesn't get their act together, this game isn't going to be able to even make a dent into Black Ops 6 come the release of that game. Like, we're talking 3 months away is the release of Black Ops 6. If things aren't significantly improved, who's playing this game in 3 months? I mean, I might still play it from time to time, but the core issues are going to have pushed away every single player before then. So no, Black Ops 6 isn't going to be the nail in the coffin. And the nail in the coffin to this game certainly isn't the lack of skill-based matchmaking. It is forever going to be the lack of content and the netcode issues. And until those two things are rectified, XDefiant is going to continue to be in trouble and continue to miss the mark on its potential. One of the reasons so many people hyped up this game in the lead up to XDefiant, believed in this game, saw the potential, was because it was going to be different from Call of Duty. But unfortunately, it has fallen to the same flaws that Call of Duty has had for years, where problems persist over weeks and months, and instead of nipping them in the bud, instilling any type of confidence within your community, the problems remain. And then to top it all off, you shove an overpriced bundle down our throats and say, buy this, even though our game isn't functioning as intended. And that's the issue right now with XDefiant. They're trying to peddle highly priced in-game purchases, meanwhile having a product that is working substandardly. I get it. Their whole business plan is to try to get you to purchase things in game. Buy the battle pass, buy the cosmetics, please, because the game is for free. But this game, as it stands, is below standard for many. I know there are people buying cosmetics in this game. I know people bought the battle pass, and that's fine. You're having fun in the game. Do what you will with your money. I don't agree, and I still won't support this game until core issues are fixed. Fix your game, Ubisoft. It's that simple. I'm getting a little frustrated that it feels like the players are just being taken advantage of by every single studio instead of them actually just making quality games. I look at sports games, I look at Call of Duty, I look at Ubisoft, I look at everything, and it just feels like everything is a cash grab. It's not made for passion, it's not made to excite players, it's made to turn as much money as possible for the lowest level of effort. And it's so disappointing to see, because there's so much potential here with XDefiant. There's so much potential in modern day Call of Duty, and it gets squandered and wasted because nobody seems to care about correcting the core issues that the games have, about trying to make the game for the players. That was one of the taglines that Ubisoft said so many times. This game is for the players. You are number one. Then fix your netcode. If we're number one, fix the problem that is making everybody leave your game. People can deal with overpriced cosmetics. They can deal with minor problems like a lack of content if the game fundamentally isn't broken half the time you play it. If the bullets that you are shooting in a first-person shooter don't properly connect, you have a game that needs immediate help. And it just feels as if they're down the river without a paddle and nobody is coming to rescue them. It seems as if they're lost. And this feels about the time when somebody from the Ubisoft development team would come in and say, hey guys, don't worry, this is what we're working on. Whether it's Aches or Mark Rubin or anyone, but everyone's been quiet. Now I get it, it's summertime, but your game is currently on life support. People are leaving in droves. People are negatively talking about your game at every single turn, and you don't seem to care. The panic button shouldn't just be pushed at this point. It should be held so that everybody at Ubisoft understands that even though you have a great game here, a great concept, you're about to ruin it with your ineptitude. Fix your game, fix your problems, and people will come back and play it. I'm not worried about Black Ops 6 destroying XDefiant. I'm worried about them being complacent with the game in its current state. Because complacency will lead to this game dwindling out before Black Ops 6 even leaves beta. That's how serious the situation is. And you might think I'm being hyperbolic. You might think I'm overreacting. But it's very clear to me the game has lost popularity, and it's mainly due to the lack of action with the core issues that the game has. But those are my thoughts. I cannot wait to read yours down below in that comment section. So please let me know with a comment how you feel right now with XDefiant. Do you think it's dying? Do you think that it is on life support? Do you think it's already dead? Would love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.